God's chosen ones tonight. You will go through with pains. Get yourself ready immediately. A dark room. Only the ticking of a wall clock remains steady like the heartbeat of the universe. In the distance, a soft chime rings, a fragile sound dissolving into the air like a whisper sent from another world. You lift your head. A thin ray of light slips through the crack of the door, gently brushing against the stillness. And in that moment, you hear a voice, deep, warm, resonant. Chosen one of God. Stop. The voice doesn't come from outside, but from deep within your soul. It echoes clearly as if someone is calling your name. Don't scroll past. Don't walk away. Listen carefully. For tonight, before the clock strikes 12, something is shifting upon your name. The air freezes. You feel something invisible drawing near, not fearful but sacred. A door, unseen yet certain, is opening somewhere inside your spirit. It's not by chance that you're here. It's no accident these words found you. There is an appointment written long ago, and tonight is that moment. You swallow hard. Take a deep breath. Something within you trembles and awakens fear, curiosity. And then a small spark of hope begins to rise. Stay where you are. Don't leave, because tonight, this day, this very hour will change everything if you're brave enough to stay until the end. The last chime lingers. The thin beam of light fades. Darkness closes in, yet somewhere in your heart, you know something greater has just begun. The curtain stirs in a gentle breeze. The glow from the bedside lamp dances softly across the wall like the breath of a soul. The silence is so deep you can hear your heartbeat slow, steady, waiting for something. Wednesday night, September. 11:47 p.m. 13 minutes until a new day begins. But for you, a new journey has already started. That familiar voice returns not from the world outside, but from the very depths of your heart. Chosen one of God, this is not a night for sleep. This is the night to be called by name. You close your eyes. Images flicker through the darkness, the weary days, the sleepless nights, the questions you've sent to heaven with no reply. Am I being punished, Lord? Have I done something wrong? Is that why everything keeps falling apart? The voice answers soft as a breeze, yet strong enough to make your heart tremble. No, my child, you are not being punished. You are being prepared. Silence fills the room again. The clock still counts the seconds, but now each tick carries new meaning, as though time itself is pausing, waiting for you to awaken. Chosen one, when you hear these words, it is not by accident. It is a sign heaven has just sent you a message. Just then your phone vibrates softly. No text, no call, just a brief pulse, but it's not a coincidence. A breeze glides across your skin. The atmosphere shifts as if the entire universe is holding its breath. Tonight I will reveal to you what heaven has kept hidden, a sacred message, divided into 5 parts. Each one a key opening a door to your transformation. The voice fades. Only the rhythm of your heartbeat remains, mingling with the whisper of the wind outside. Stay until the end, because if you leave, you will miss the invitation heaven has written with your name. You open your eyes. The darkness is no longer frightening. Outside, the clock strikes midnight. A soft, holy light spreads quietly through the room, as if God himself just signed his name upon the night. Tonight is not for sleeping. Tonight is the night you are called by name. Part 1. The arrival of pain, heaven's chisel. Pain is not punishment, it is heaven's chisel. The wind outside your window shifts. The room begins to change. Soft light stretches into golden strands, swirling gently like threads being woven by unseen hands. You feel something enter, subtle yet powerful. This is no longer your bedroom, it's heaven's workshop. The sound of a chisel echoes softly. Each tap lands lightly, resonating in rhythm with your heartbeat. A voice speaks deep, calm, and full of authority. Chosen one, do not fear. Tonight you will walk into a sacred storm, not to be broken, but to be formed. A chill runs down your spine. Memories flood your mind, the nights you've knelt in silence, the prayers unanswered, the wounds that never seem to heal. You want to ask, why me, Lord? The voice answers, gentle yet unwavering, because you are the stone I am shaping, and to craft a crown, I must first carve away the rough edges. The light turns a soft gold. Tiny specks shimmer in the air like stardust. Each one brushes against you, and your heart aches not from pain, but from revelation. This pain has purpose. The voice continues. Remember Job, who sat in ashes and lost everything, yet never lost his faith. Remember Joseph, sold into slavery, thrown into prison, yet every hardship carried him closer to the throne. And remember Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, where his sweat fell like drops of blood. And from that pain the world was saved. You tremble. They were not punished. They were chosen to carry. And now you are too. Pain is not a sentence, the voice resounds, but a seal, proof that heaven is at work in you. The chisel sounds again, softer now. You imagine yourself as marble, cold, heavy, lifeless. Yet now, under divine hands, you are being shaped into what you were always meant to become. Every cut, every line is a word spoken from heaven. The air thickens. You sense a presence draw near, and then a gentle hand rests on your shoulder. Warm, steady, and suddenly you are no longer afraid. Listen closely, the voice whispers, you are not being broken, you are being built. Every strike of the chisel is an answer. Every tear is holy oil preparing the crown that will rest upon your head. You close your eyes. A tear slips down your cheek, warm but weightless. Somehow, every ache you've carried now makes sense. When the storm rises, the voice speaks one last time. Do not ask why. Ask instead, what is God carving within me? The light dims. The golden dust fades, the storm grows still, and just before the silence returns completely, you hear one final whisper, echo in your heart, chosen one. You are being sculpted to wear the crown. Part 2, Sacred Reset, releasing the 3 layers of fear. Tonight, heaven washes away the unseen burdens. The room changes again. The golden glow fades, replaced by a soft, cool light, like the first breath of dawn slipping through the window. You're no longer in heaven's workshop. Now you find yourself in the control room of your soul, where memories, emotions, and beliefs are being rearranged. On walls made of light, tiny lamps begin to flicker. One green, one yellow, and finally one red, blinking steadily like a sacred alarm. The voice returns, gentle yet carrying the weight of divine command. Chosen one, the sacred reset has now been activated. You close your eyes. Inhale slowly. A cool stream of air fills your lungs and spreads through your entire being. This is not a miracle, the voice continues. It is heaven's cleansing. God is removing 3 layers of fear that you've carried for far too long. Before you, 3 clouds of mist appear, swirling softly in the air. The first layer, insecurity. The words you once heard, you're not good enough. It's too late. You don't deserve it. Those were never my words. The first mist dissolves, revealing a gentle, clear light. The second layer, regret. Every mistake, every wrong turn, you've worn them like chains. But I never carved your failures into stone. I carved my love into your heart. The second mist fades and a tender breeze moves through the room. The third layer, shame. You have bowed your head too long under the weight of others' opinions, but I have never looked at you with condemnation. When the final mist disappears, the entire room fills with pure white light, clean and radiant like a blank page. You open your eyes. The space around you vibrates softly, as if the whole universe has just pressed reset. The voice speaks again, gentler this time. Right now your body bears witness to what heaven is doing. You feel a light pressure between your brows. Then warmth flows down the back of your neck, tracing along your spine. Finally, it settles in your chest, where your heart beats slow and deep. It doesn't hurt. It feels like someone is quietly putting you back together. Don't be alarmed, the voice whispers. This is not pain. This is alignment. A narrow beam of light begins to sweep gently across your body, not harsh, but soft and steady, moving slowly from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Every place it touches, the heaviness fades away. It's as if each fear is being gathered and released into the wind. Now the voice says softly, inhale deeply, and as you exhale, imagine every grain of fear leaving you. You obey, inhale, exhale, again and again. Soon everything falls silent. You place your hand over your heart and feel its calm rhythm. No more weight, only peace, quiet, holy peace. It feels as though someone has wiped your soul clean. Then the voice returns, warm, tender, full of love. Tonight you don't need to strive. You don't need to fix anything. Just be still and let me finish the work. For from this very moment, tonight is your clean slate. Your blank page has been opened. A soft breeze slips through the window, carrying the scent of fresh grass and rain-soaked earth. You breathe it in deeply and smile. The room, or perhaps your soul, feels different now. You are no longer bound by old fears. You have been cleansed to begin again. Part 3. Night Visitation Dream Surgery Tonight. God writes upon the walls of your soul. The room is now completely calm. The golden light from the bedside lamp wraps the space in peace, soft and gentle like a warm blanket. On the small table beside your bed lies an open notebook. A pen rests across the blank page. The clock shows 11:59. The second hand moves slowly, as if waiting too. Outside, the wind hums softly through the crack in the door, a sound like the breath of heaven itself. The familiar voice returns, deep, warm, steady, chosen one. When the clock strikes midnight, you will not simply sleep. You will enter God's operating room. You lift your gaze. The lamplight glows in your eyes. Your heart beats faster. The voice continues slow and deliberate. When you close your eyes, your mind will drift into sleep, but your soul will remain awake. And in that sacred space, I will begin my work. A soft warmth moves through your body, not frightening, but full of peace and trust. The dreams you are about to see, the voice says, are not random. They are letters written in fire, sent directly from heaven. A faint light flickers across the open notebook, as though someone has just signed their name in pure light. I will not speak in the language you know, the voice whispers, but in symbols. Every image you see, every face, every place carries purpose. Nothing is meaningless. You nod gently as if your spirit understands. When you awaken, whether it's 2 a.m. or 6 a.m., do not stay still and let the dream fade away. Take your pen, write down everything you remember, the images, the words, the feelings, even the details that seem small. You hear the soft sound of pen on paper. Scratch, scratch, like heaven itself rehearsing your obedience. Then the voice, patient and kind, continues. When you finish writing, set the pen down and read your words with gratitude. Then ask yourself 4 things. The setting. Where were you in the dream? The characters who appeared with you, and what did they say? The symbols. Was there an object, a light or a sound that repeated the emotion? When you woke, did you feel fear, peace, or a stirring within? Each answer is a piece of the design I am giving you. You glance at the notebook, imagining the lines that will soon appear there. The voice smiles through the sound, soft like a teacher, guiding their student. Do not analyze with your mind. Listen with your heart. For I do not send messages for you to understand immediately. I send them so you may transform. The room seems to widen. The scent of paper mingles with the cool night air. The clock ticks, tick, tock, tick, tock. then pauses for a single sacred heartbeat. Place your hand on the notebook, the voice says, and repeat with me, Lord, I will remember and obey what you give me in my dreams. You repeat the words softly, but with sincerity. The air hums faintly. A thin wave of light moves across the wall, then fades like invisible writing just finished by heaven's hand. The voice lowers almost like a lullaby. Tonight I will write upon the walls of your soul. I will touch the places you've been too afraid to face by day. Do not fear strange dreams, for even within the chaos, I am removing old pain and stitching new faith into your heart. You exhale slowly. Your hand rests over your chest, feeling the warmth from within. Sleep now, chosen one, the voice concludes softly. Sleep to be healed. For tonight the Almighty is writing upon the walls of your soul. The paper rustles softly, the lamp dims, the clock strikes 12, and in that holy silence, your sacred journey begins. Part 4. Pain. Proof, the mark of transformation. Pain is not proof that God has left you. It's evidence that He's closer than ever. You hear the faint sound of wind sweeping through a long corridor. When you open your eyes, a soft-lit pathway stretches before you. On each side, doors drift past, silent, closed, each marked with words you once feared to face: rejection, missed opportunities, failure. They stand still, gray, quiet, like old wounds that once burned. You stop walking, and in the stillness, the familiar question rises again, the one you've buried countless times. Lord, why me? A voice echoes from the distance, deep, tender, unwavering, because you are living proof of transformation. Every no you've heard in life wasn't the end of your story. It was my correction mark, guiding you back to the right line in the sentence I've written for you. You take another step. Your feet touch brighter ground. The light ahead softens and spreads. On the walls, images begin to appear, you being rejected, forgotten, weeping, alone. And yet, in every scene, there is a glow, a quiet figure standing behind you, watching, waiting for you to look up. You thought I was absent in your pain, the voice continues, but within it, I was shaping you. You pause before a door unlike the rest. Carved into it are two words: purpose. Your hand trembles as you reach for the handle. The moment you touch it, a gentle click sounds deep and clear, like a lock opening from within. The voice draws closer now, just beside your ear. Look at you. You've walked through so many trials and still stand, like a seed that must split open before it grows, like a diamond that must bear pressure before it shines. You thought you were being crushed, but I was giving you shape. You close your eyes. Tears fall before you can stop them. Each drop hits the floor with a soft chime, like tiny bells announcing healing. When you open your eyes again, the corridor blazes with light. The old doors fade, dissolve like mist, leaving only a pure white path stretching endlessly ahead. Chosen one, the voice calls. Your pain is not accusation, it is certification. Proof that you have lived, that you have loved, that you have believed. It is the mark I've carved to let heaven and earth know you belong to me. You fall to your knees. Your trembling hands rest upon your chest, where once your deepest wounds lived. Now they are only warm traces, glowing softly, no longer aching. Lord, you whisper, if this pain is the path that makes me more like you, then use even my scars. Silence fills the air, wholly still. Then the voice answers, gentle as breath, do you know, my child? Those scars are your certificates. Your scars are your credentials. They tell the world that you've fallen, but you've risen again, and still you choose to believe. A warm wind moves through the corridor. The door marked purpose swings wide open. Light floods the hallway, washing over you like living water. In that moment, the heaviness leaves your shoulders. Your tears still fall, but they no longer sting. They shine clear like freedom itself, and you finally understand every ounce of pain you've ever carried was proof that you were being transformed. Part 5. Leadership Awakening the Crown in the Dark. In the silence of night, those who have endured are anointed to lead. The light in the room shifts once more. It is no longer harsh, no longer bright, but warm, deep, and golden like honey poured over time itself. Dust motes float gently through the glow, swirling like 1,000 tiny crowns suspended in the air. You feel it immediately. The atmosphere has changed. The voice returns solemn and reverent, as though echoing through a sacred hall. Chosen one, your pain was never meaningless. Everything you have endured, it was your anointing ceremony in the dark. A narrow beam of light descends from above and rests upon your shoulders. The sensation is both strange and familiar, like the hand that comforted you as a child. I have seen every tear you've shed, every time you stood again when your heart wanted to give up. And tonight, I tell you this: you are not merely a survivor, you are anointed. You hear the faint rustle of fabric like robes brushing softly against one another. A scent of sandalwood drifts through the air. Then you realize you are not alone. All around you, countless souls breathe in unison, each whispering a silent amen. The voice continues resonant and full of wind like a valley hymn. Those whose hair has turned silver, those are not marks of age, but crowns of wisdom I have placed upon their heads. And the trembling hands you see, they are not signs of weakness, but proof of battles won in silence. You bow your head. A tear falls into your cupped palm. The voice softens now like a father giving final instructions before a journey. From this night, I give you a 7-day mission. Over the next 7 days, you will do 3 things. First, write down 3 names, people you know who need a hand to hold. Second, send at least one of them a short prayer, not long, just honest. Third, share this light, pass this message on to a soul still walking in darkness. For light only exists when it is shared. A deep breath ripples through the room as though heaven itself inhales and exhales with you. In the golden air, faint numbers shimmer: 757, 444, tiny, radiant, heaven's seal of confirmation. This, the voice says, is the mark of your ordination, the sign that you are ready. You are no longer the one who endured. You are the one who will lead. You close your eyes. 2 unseen hands rest upon your shoulders, steady, warm. And in that moment, you hear a whisper so soft, it could be mistaken for the wind, yet it etches itself deep into your soul. You're being crowned in the dark. Your crown is not given on a stage, but in the room where you cried alone. No applause, only the sound of my heart beating with yours. The light in the room slowly fades. You open your eyes. The crowns are gone, the glow has lifted, yet warmth remains on your shoulders, a silent promise that God is still here. Then the voice rises one final time, strong yet tender. From the one who suffered, you have become the one who leads. From the fallen, you have become the one who lifts others. Go now, chosen one, and carry the light of this night to guide other souls out of the dark. A soft wind stirs the curtain. The last stream of light spills onto the floor, forming the faint outline of a crown. You smile, knowing you have just been ordained, anointed with a crown in the dark. You are not forgotten. You are being seen, heartbeat by heartbeat. The music softens like heaven exhaling. The light in the room turns amber, not too bright, not too dim, just enough to hold you in the quiet arms of peace. The stillness is deep enough that you can hear your own breath. Your shoulders relax. Your body unwinds. Every burden you've carried begins to melt away with each exhale. Then the familiar voice returns, no longer distant, but close, as if sitting beside you, chosen one. You've walked through the storm. You've been washed clean. You've seen the light inside the dark. And now I just want you to know one simple truth. You have never been forgotten. A warmth flows through your heart, gentle, tender, like a quiet stream of grace. The voice continues this time as a prayer. Heavenly Father, I lift up the soul listening to these words. They have endured, they have wept, they have believed in silence. Now, Father, grant them new strength as morning gives birth to the dawn. Open the right doors, the ones no man can close, that they may walk the path written in their name. Heal the wounds medicine cannot touch, the invisible cracks of the heart, the memories that were never spoken. Let them feel your hand upon their shoulder as proof they are never alone. You inhale deeply. This breath isn't just air, it's peace flowing into your bloodstream. Your shoulders lighten. Every trace of fear fades like mist at sunrise. Chosen one, the voice says softly, remember this. You are chosen. Don't be afraid. You are called, kept, and sent. It is no coincidence that you hear this tonight. This is heaven's confirmation you are still within my plan. The voice grows quiet. The music fades until only your heartbeat remains steady, strong, alive. A gentle light fills the room. You exhale slowly, feeling peace spread through you like morning sunlight warming your skin. There are no thunderclaps, no blinding miracles, only a deep, holy stillness, the kind of peace you've always longed for. And then one final whisper, now sleep. Not because you are tired, but because your soul has found rest. Tonight, heaven watches over your dreams. You are chosen. Don't be afraid.